how to have better relationships with my parts.
What do you want to say to this? Okay, they're saying set a timer. They're showing me a watch and setting a timer. 5 minutes a day, just five. And they're really emphasizing just five. Just five, no more. No more. This is interesting. Okay, so they're showing like a lobby or a waiting room or whatever it is. And I'm seeing it as if it's me, but they're saying this is you. So sitting behind a desk and just as the parts come in, just be like, please take a number and I'll be right with you. And then just get to the parts one at a time. And then they're saying when the 5 minutes are up, tell them you'll be back when you can, and you'll reconvene for 5 more minutes. They're saying pepper that throughout the day if that feels right for you. They're not wanting to pressure it, you know. They're really wanting you to do it as it feels right for you. But just if it feels right for you, just kind of pepper it throughout the day. Maybe 3 different times on this day, once on that day, twice on that day, 6 times on that day if you feel like it's really working for you that day. Um, okay, can you make this a little more clear to me? They're talking about it kind of having a similar effect as meditation, but it's kinder than a lot of forms of meditation where the meditation is just a dismissal every single time they come in. Instead, this is taking the time to say, hey, this is your time. And they're talking about it only being 5 minutes to not overwhelm other parts who feel that it's an arduous task to connect with all the parts, to get to know them all, to listen to everything they have to say, to all this, to all that, and so on and so forth. How does that land?
That lands well. Yeah, thank you. I like it.
Any questions?
Um, so greeting them as they come in and then seeing if one of them wants
They're
to.
saying hand them a number. Like, you know those
Okay.
like
Yeah,
take
yeah,
a
yeah.
number like at the deli or something? Yeah, hand them a number.
Okay.
And then just call the next number. And each
Oh.
time you go in, give them new numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even, if you're when you're sitting down with one, you can just pause real quick when the next one comes in. Just pause real quick and just they're talking about just doing that to the part that you're with, and then just lean over in the direction of that other part that's coming in and just be like, here, take a number, and just point to the little number taker thing, and then come back to this one and go with this one. And then when the time's up, tell the part that the time's up, thank them all for being there, let them know that you will come back and do this later at a time of your convenience and your ability to do so, and then come back and do it again. What do you want to say around this? they're saying there's something valuable in the consistency of it. They're not wanting to put pressure on it, like saying you have to or you need to. They're just saying there's value in consistency when you can do that. Um, they're talking about if you can do one once a day, that's a great place to start. If you can't even do that, that's okay. If there's a day where just everything in the external world is happening and there is no time for any of that, they're saying that's a good day to do it 2 or 3 times the next day if you can. They're just talking again about this value in the consistency. And they're saying it's not a requirement, it's not something to force when you can build up something consistent. When you can build up something consistent and they're talking about it being consistent in a gentle way, not like like a straining way where like you're feeling like you have to do it, because again it's this of this like, this is great, I really enjoy doing this at least once a day. When you can get to that place, they're just showing there's a lot of value in that. And the what were you saying around that? It's like the parts at that point they come to expect it, and they're showing once that consistency begins and then it really sets in. And they're talking about even when it's after a point when it's set in long enough, even if you have like that crazy external world day where you couldn't check in at all, even then it doesn't, it's, you're talking like earlier on that can push this back a little bit, but later on even that doesn't really make much of a difference, right? And they're showing over that time what happens as it becomes more consistent and it goes on for longer, and it's just this regular practice you have going on. They're showing throughout the rest of the time of your days and stuff how the parts, they relax a lot more because they know that they can come to you at that time. They'll still come up to you if there's something that they feel is really, really urgent right then. But they're talking, so there's still going to be parts coming in periodically, but it's going to be different. They're saying it's going to be lighter in the number of parts that are popping in and out, because they know that they can come in with their concerns and their questions and their need for connection or whatever it is at that time. They're also showing they're also showing work toward the consistency first, and then if you would like, you don't have to. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. Try it out. Feel if it works for you. Change it if it stops working for you. You can consider, whether it's on occasion or a regular thing, you can consider extending it from 5 minutes to 7 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is. They're saying if you do that, let them know ahead of time. So like when you get in there, when you first get in there, you even before that, if you want to, you can just let them know for this meeting, I'm gonna do 7 minutes. We're gonna have 7 minutes this time. And make sure they know it's just for this meeting. Don't make a commitment for an for an extended length of time for the 7 or 10 or whatever it is. Don't make the commitment to do that consistently until you know that you can do it consistently, and do it consistently before you know that you can do it consistently, and tell them that now it's going to be this, while you're waiting to get to that point to know that you can continue to do it consistently. Up until that point, you're every time you're letting them know, hey, it's just for this amount of time, this time. It may or may not happen next time. I don't know, but that's what it is for this time.